rare video of Hiroshima from 1945. The U.S. military shot this footage right after the atomic blast that ultimately killed about 140,000 people. President Obama will make an historic visit to the city tomorrow. He'll be the first sitting U.S. president to ever travel to Hiroshima since World War II. He's expected to highlight the catastrophic dangers of nuclear warfare. Obama is in Japan for the G7 summit of world leaders.
Hiroshima is in the country Japan. It was founded in 1598 as a castle town on the Ota River Delta. Following the Meiji Restoration in 1868, Hiroshima rapidly transformed into a major urban center and industrial hub. In 1889, Hiroshima officially gained city status. Hiroshima was the first city targeted by a nuclear weapon. This occurred on August 6, 1945 at 8:15 a.m. when the United Army Air Force USAAF dropped bomb Little Boy on the city. Almost 90,000 to 166,000 had died as a result of the blast and its effects.
Though this bombing marked the end of World War II, many people argue that it also ignited the Cold War. Since 1940, the US had been working on developing an atomic weapon after being warned that the Nazi Germany was already conducting research about it. By the time the US successfully conducted the test, Germany had been defeated. But the war against Japan continued to rage. President Truman was warned by some of his advisors that any attempt to invade Japan would bring horrific American casualties. So he ordered that the new weapon to be used to bring the war to an end more quickly. On August 6, 1945, the American bomber Enola Gay dropped a 5-ton bomb over the Japanese city of Hiroshima. Tens of thousands were killed and the sent the city into ruins. Many more thousands died from wounds and radiation poisoning. 3 days later, another bomb was dropped on the city of Nagasaki, killing nearly 4,000 and more people. A few days later, Japan had surrendered. Historians suggest that there are two causes for the bomb dropping on Japan. First, of course, was to bring the war to a speedy end and spare American lives. Second, it is suggested that the second objective was to demonstrate the weapon of mass destruction to the Soviet Union. If the US truly believed that they could use this atomic monopoly for diplomatic advantages, they had little time to put this plan into action, and by 1949 the Soviets had developed their own nuclear weapons and nuclear arms race began. Up to this day, people suffer from all the after effects of the bombing. The story of Sadako Sasaki is an example for that. She is the most widely known survivor of the bombing.
The United States detonated 2 nuclear weapons over the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. By July 1945, the Allies' Manhattan Project has produced 2 types of atomic bombs. They were the Little Boy and the Fat Man. The Little Boy. The Little Boy was an enriched uranium gun-type weapon. The physicist Robert Serber named the atomic bomb as Thin Man as it was a thin and long device. Its name came from the Dashiell Hammett's detective novel and series of movies about a thin man. The Little Boy was named by others as an allusion to Thin Man since it was based on its design. The bomb-coded Little Boy had a length of 10 feet and 28 inches of diameter. It had a total mass of 9,700 pounds and contained 64 kilograms of fillings. The little boy had a large blast yield of 15 kilotons of TNT. The little boy was the atomic bomb which was dropped in Hiroshima. It destroyed about 70% of the buildings of Hiroshima.
Fat Man. The atomic bomb dropped in Nagasaki was named as Fat Man. The Fat Man was round and fat and was named after Caspar Gottman, a Rautan character in Hammer's 1930 novel. Fat Man, also known as Mark III, is the code name for the type of nuclear bomb that was detonated over the Japanese city of Nagasaki by the United States on 9 August 1945. It was the second of the only two nuclear weapons ever used in warfare, the first being Little Boy, and its denotation marked the third nuclear explosion in history. It was built by scientists and engineers at Los Alamos Laboratory using plutonium from the Hanford site, and it was dropped by Boeing B-29 Super Fortress boxcar piloted by Major Charles Sweeney. Specifications. The bomb called Fat Man have a length of 128 inches and a diameter of 60 inches. It has a total mass of 4,670 kg. The fuel used was highly enriched plutonium-239 and blast yield of 21 kiloton.
Hiroshima Day is observed on August 6 every year. It aims to promote peace politics against the war. This day is a reminder of the bombing attack on Hiroshima in the United States during World War II. In 1945, on this day, the United States dropped an atomic bomb in the city of Hiroshima. After 3 days, on August 9, the second bomb was dropped in Nagasaki. The nuclear bomb blasters took the lives of thousands, killing approximately 80,000 people directly and leaving another 35,000 injured. It led to more than 60,000 casualties by the end of the year from the effects of the fallout in Hiroshima. Along with the lives, the bomb blasters led to massive structural damage, with Japanese officials stating that around 69% of the buildings in Hiroshima were destructed. Hiroshima Day 2021 history. The United States dropped an atomic bomb in the city of Hiroshima by an American B-29 bomber in the Second World War. The nuclear bomb that was dropped in Hiroshima city was named Little Boy. The explosion wiped out almost 90% of the city, killing thousands of people.
There were around 90,000 buildings in Hiroshima, and after the bomb blast, only 28,000 were left. Apart from the killings, the Japanese also suffered from terrible burns and radiation sickness. But Japan did not surrender in World War II. After 3 days, on August 9th, the second bomb was dropped in Nagasaki. As a result, Emperor of Japan Hirohito announced unconditional surrender in the World War II by radio on August 15, giving information about the destructive power of a new and barbaric bomb. Hiroshima Day 2021 marks the 76th anniversary of the bomb killings. Hiroshima Day is observed on August 6 every year to promote peace politics. The day is a reminder of bombing attack on Hiroshima and Nagasaki by the United States during the World War II in 1945.